Welcome to TheoTrade. This is Don Kaufman. Here we are. It's St. Paddy's Day. It is March 17th, 2016. The only thing you can say about this market today, we've just got about 5 minutes ago to the close. Something has got to give. Take a look at the setup on the screen right now and recognize really what we're seeing. So the S&P futures are up 14. They are fading right now towards the close. For those of you that do not speak trader language, that means there's some sell side activity fading, that is fading off of the highs right now. When I say something's got to give, you got S&Ps up. You got bonds up, and not just up, but up strong. You got gold up some $27, right? You've got the dollar down huge over here, which, granted, the dollar down is probably driving most of the gold trade, probably driving a lot of the commodity trade in general, that we're seeing commodities a bit higher. When I say something has got to give, the NASDAQ, okay, is not faring well and has not been faring well throughout the course of the day. You got Amazon down about $15. Google barely hanging on to gains on the day, which was substantially stronger. Apple's actually flat to down. Facebook getting smacked down by about 1% right now. We're all over the board. The correlations all over the place. What's strong? Well, we're in what I would call the FOMC hangover phase today. The XLF, it's the financials that have actually driven the S&Ps higher throughout the course of the session. But again, something's got to give over here. And the question that I have, and most of you, you know what my positions are, and I make no two ways about it. I'm bearish, and I'm not just bearish like tomorrow. I'm bearish over the duration here. Okay, so am I looking for the down move? I'm always looking for a down move. However, kind of feels like today, this may have been it. We're coming into the expiration, and it's what some people call it a quadruple witching. Tomorrow is the triple witching expiration. We may have actually seen what we term the blow-off top today, and that is, man, shorts got squeezed. Okay, me, I'm sitting here kind of enjoying some of the pain a little bit today, but throughout the course of the day, I've been looking at the advanced decline line, and I'm going to kind of tune in and turn on to that. In the S&P 100, the entire day, the advanced decline line, it hasn't been spectacular in there. But even with the NASDAQ up, again, I like to look at the NASDAQ, I like to look at the S&Ps. The NASDAQ 100, the advanced decline line, has kind of been fading again throughout the course of the trading session. So I say, something's got to give over here. Well, it did give a little bit. We've had the S&Ps, they're just about 5-6 points off the highs of the trading session. However, one of the strongest areas is the Russell. Just insane. But again, all of our correlations, they're all over the place right now. That is not typical. It doesn't last long in markets. Okay, I'm looking for this to be the blow-off top here today, and that is, did we just see ultimately the top? Is Amazon, all right, showing some sell-side activity, all right, on just a one-off news announcement, or is it the first to actually drop in here? It's going to be interesting over the next day, and I'm not worried about 2-3 days out, not worried about next week. Over the next day, you're going to have to see Google fold, okay, and come down below 750 to actually pull the NASDAQ and yank the entire S&P along with it. On top of it, again, I keep reiterating, bonds is the trade to watch. We're in a little bit of an FOMC hangover here, but how unusual is it to see bonds up and up substantially again? The notes are up some 8.5 ticks, 9 ticks now. Okay, the S&Ps did fade off their highs of the day, but the key over here is typically what you see is S&Ps up, bonds down. You got bonds up, and yet the financials are incredibly strong over here, and that's where, again, I reiterate to the point, something's got to give over here. I very often say, you got to go up at times to go down. Well, today we did it. We went up in a big way. We faded off of here, but there is just a battle being fought inside of the S&Ps, and as we come closer to the close, we're seeing more and more accumulation of negative ticks, okay, on increasing volume over here. In fact, this is some of the heaviest volume that we've seen all day long inside of the S&Ps. So the market, the easiest answer, yeah, we've been grinding to the upside over here. I think we've actually hit it. This may be some of the highs that are in right here, right now. Even some of the overnight trade could see some sell side activity. Again, am I looking for the bearish move? There's the bell. Am I looking for the bearish move? Absolutely. Okay. I wouldn't be sitting on negative. Now I'm negative 4,300 spider deltas. Okay. The S&P's up 14 today. Not one of my stellar days. Nevertheless, I'm still collecting plenty of premium over here. Tomorrow, expiration day, doesn't mean much of anything. It used to mean something back in the day, but it looks like, again, we may have seen the blown off top over here. Let's revisit that this weekend, see if the next 24 hours we actually get action from Google to the downside, which is the stock that did fade off that 765 level. You're going to need Google down, though, to actually not only pull the NASDAQ, pull the S&Ps along with it. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us here at TheoTrade. This is Don Kaufman. I'll be back for the weekend update.